Thomas.
Maurizio.
Finally in your studio. This place is amazing.
Thank you, Maurizio. Been working towards it for a long time.
And you told me you are like just started with this thing, right?
Yeah. So it's been 3 weeks. So it's all coming together slowly.
Depending on how many likes we have, we can give a little bit of a tour and to see.
But only if we get likes.
Exactly.
Not for free.
Only if you get likes. You went to the US, trading your way into the road trip, which was
New York to
super
Alaska,
awesome.
even though we didn't make it to Alaska, but we tried. 8,500 kilometers we've driven in that car we've bought for 1,500 from some guy in Brooklyn.
You always come up with these amazing things. Your Instagram is one of my absolute favorite goals, short clips. There's one you've done on the car,
It's
of course.
Yeah. That got like 35 million views. That's pretty crazy. Yeah?
Crazy. You come up with those ideas.
But it's very social. I mean, actually, that idea, it wasn't mine. I took this idea from somebody else, and they originally had 8.5 million views, and we got 35. So I was like, thank you for the idea.
Well, taking the idea, perfection the idea, make it yours.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
How was your journey into crypto? How have you started?
Well, I've been into trading for about 10 years at this point, and I also was working towards asset management, and I was always, prone to taking the shortest course possible to my dreams and to the level that I wanted to achieve, wanted to get to. So therefore, I understood that crypto is probably one of the earliest, at the earliest stage. So therefore, it is easier to get yourself a spot under the sun. So therefore, about 5 years ago, I slowly started transitioning from traditional markets into crypto, which subsequently led to funding two funds, which is Kralow Capital and Kralow Ventures, and then all other projects we're doing now, plus Event Horizon, which is an exchange and stuff. Understanding that this is the industry that actually is pioneering something in financial atmosphere, and it just is solving the real world problems, and it's just where I want to be, and not with the dinosaurs who don't understand what is blockchain and limited supply.
Exactly. We are into a funky moment in the market. Like I've been here a few cycles myself, but now it's quite particular because we have a huge amount of fear. The price is hovering $60,000, which I cannot even comprehend. Like I can't put these two things together. Like we cannot be in fear and price of Bitcoin in a place where a few years ago people were celebrating, popping all the champagnes and everything. What's your take here, man?
Quite frankly, it's just simply the expectations. I think that, what it drives the correlation is, or discorrelation, it's like convergence, divergence type of thing, is expectations. Because people currently, even if the price is at 100K, but the expectation was $1 million, even though if yesterday we were at 10K, 100K will still look bad. So I think it is something that has been overhyped for a long time. And quite frankly, even I personally was already expecting slightly higher prices. So I think it's just because of this.
For example, in the previous cycle, everybody was, myself included, expecting $100,000 at minimum, the bare minimum. Like, hence why I didn't cash out, because I was waiting for the price, which was a massive mistake, because you don't need to have one indicator, right? You want to have a bucket of things, and you go, okay, if the price is correct, if the time is correct, I'm going to action my plan. I was so attached to the $100,000 that I missed completely the mark. But it feels like we have a huge amount of bullishness coming in. Election in November. We have the Feds in September. They will touch the interest rate. I think that's what I'm expecting. So the price and the bull market is not even, some people, many people, I don't know if you agree, but on my Twitter feed, the bears are all over the place. It's over, we're going to...
People they always are, I call them the hamsters that just follow the trend and they flip bullish, bearish, just because of where the price is at. Short term you can fluctuate, but you have to have some kind of predictability in your movements. For me, because I was always bullish. Certainly short term I can protect my positions, I might a trade here and there, but overall I think that a lot of people are afraid of this monkeypox thing. Then they are also, which I think is just ridiculous, because there is already a vaccine, there is no big deal in it anyway. Then people are also afraid of recession, but we need to understand that I think the Democrats are not going to let a big crash to happen, because they're going to lose to Trump. If they're not going to lose now, if they crush the markets, they will lose to Trump. So therefore, if there's going to be a big problem, they will be calling Janet Yellen. They have already called her after Japanese situation. I don't see a big recession yet. I think after the election, 2026, maybe somewhere in there, some big crash, very possible. Because quite frankly, if you look at the dollar, and we're all crypto people, I don't want to say all these things all over again, it is dying. So it's going to come there sooner or later, and therefore Bitcoin will be uncorrelated, just because of what it is. And the recent confirmation that we've had is all the institutions. You know, when I've seen that there are 3 states in the United States that using their pension funds have purchased Bitcoin ETFs, I was like, this is going to $1 million. Because it's like, and it's interesting how in the recent months and like maybe even a year, with all these news, we're still not at like 300,000.
I know, right?
But it's all just because of liquidity. Everybody's already stimulating, and Janet Yellen Treasury is already kind of M2 money supply is curving. So everything is looking like they're going to start printing a ton of money. So that's all we need. That's the last catalyst for the price to finally have the power to catch up to the narrative and to all these facts that are just unprecedented. Look at this election. It's all about crypto. It's crazy. Previously, if we had this previous bull run, Bitcoin would be at 150,000. It would pump like a mother.
Sometimes I think about, I don't know if you agree with me here, but I don't think retail is not even in the room with us. Like retail is not here. Maybe through the ETF sometime, but...
You know why it's not here? It's my theory. Some of my team members don't agree with me, but I just look at savings rate. What retail is gonna do, that's why altcoins are not performing. Bitcoin is doing something, and Ethereum, but they have. I mean, Ethereum's got this situation with a lot of holders that have been taking So, besides the point. So, if you look at just general, like the ones that with ETF, they have a lot of flows from institutions, but everything else it's up to retail. And retail, look, highest delinquency rate in credit cards globally, and in the US, trillions of dollars. It's insane. And people have personal savings rate basically at 0. We erased everything that was given out during COVID. So, and that's why people were going crazy about all these coins and stuff, just because they had all the spare money. Now they ain't got none. So I think it's not just about the narrative that people don't pay attention, that they don't know, that it's early in the cycle, that as well, but it's also the fact that they ain't got no buying power.
I don't think we've seen, I mean, besides BlackRock, which is buying as many as they can.
It's pretty crazy, yeah.
I don't think we've seen a FOMO from institutions yet. I mean, numbers are going up.
No, but it's going to take a while. I mean, that's the thing, you know, FOMO in retail is one thing. It can happen overnight, but with institutionals, they're too busy drinking martinis in the Hamptons, you know, they are not moving fast. It takes them 15 million board meetings in 6 months to even have a one decision made. So therefore, this is going to be a big wave, just like in Interstellar, at this planet, there was this wave coming. And like from a distance, it looks nothing, like maybe it's a cloud or something. And it's like slowly comes a big wave. That's just how it's going to be. And probably it could also feed the narrative, if we believe all these theories, that is going to be the biggest super cycle ever, just because this that you're talking about is going to be building up and building up and building up. And the amount of trillions and trillions of dollars there, it's insane. So if you believe in this, then the wave could be pretty tremendous. I think that the cycles will change a bit now, and they're already changing, obviously. You can see by just this cycle alone that it's making no sense, but it's making no sense from the perspective of previous cycles and how, you know, different asset classes in crypto, they're switching places. So, and like even before halving, we've went to the all-time high. So the cycles are already changing. So I think that this whole thing will catch a lot of people off guard, especially those who are not willing to study it deep and understand what is liquidity. Yeah. Because it's the institutionals, they play the liquidity game. They are most of the time, they're oftentimes momentum traders. So there's something to understand.
That makes sense, and I think some institutions are going to be, if not most of, are going to be in for the long term, right? I don't think any ETF buyer is going to, I mean, some maybe they'll play the short-term game, but I would imagine BlackRock, you know, before they invested heavily in Bitcoin, I would like to think they've studied it and they know that this thing is going to go over.
Yeah. Their outlook is 10 years plus. They don't do for 6 months like some hamster somewhere with his paycheck. You know, they do for serious.
Exactly.
So.
I'm expecting a huge supply shock because ETFs are going in heavily. They are scooping up all the Bitcoins. The halving just took place in April. And by the way, nothing happens really on the halving date. Everyone is expecting lots of meme on Twitter. Guys, nothing happens on the day of the halving. It takes a little bit of time, right? It's a known event for retail people, but it's going to impact the price in the long term. Yeah. So institutions are, like you said, coming into this wave, scooping up. Supply is going down. I was reading a bunch of numbers yesterday, crazy numbers, like billions of dollars off exchanges. So where are going to find those institutions Bitcoins? I'm not selling mine. Thomas is not selling his. So where are you going to buy it from?
That's just where the supply shock comes from, you know. Even right now, a lot of the selling that we've seen, it's a lot of also retail has, like you can see the whales are, smart people are accumulating. A lot of the retail has dumped. especially with Ethereum, when it dumped to like 2100, it wasn't being dumped by institutionals. It was retail. So what they're doing, like whatever these smart people are doing now, it's working because they're shaking out everyone. Like, I mean, even I almost got shaken out of my trade because I did not expect Ethereum to go to 2000. So my liquidation price was like 1900. So now I put more margin, so now it's down to 1300 and I'm ready to scale it further. But yeah, I mean, I see how much pain there is right now. There is a lot of people who did not expect this to come. So, and it kind of makes sense because we have, like, everybody understands what's about to happen. So it is a no-brainer, but at the same time, when you think that something is a no-brainer, they always will, especially we're playing with big boys now, they always try to up, you know, so it's always the case.
To be honest, if I didn't have previous cycles on my back, I would probably be worried and / bored, because this is what you want to do. You want to get to a point where you bore people out. Like if Bitcoin goes up, if Bitcoin goes down, people are engaged. They can trade the market, they can see volatility. But when it's been 6 months in this range between 50 something to 60 something. I mean, if I didn't have the backpack of experience, I'd probably gone, this Bitcoin stuff, you know, I'm out. You know what I mean? So they're succeeding in...
I can tell you, they're succeeding in this and they're stretching it out, because even I can tell you, like, I always look at the market from the perspective of fear, and even my personal fear. Whenever I feel like it is the easiest thing ever, it usually is not. And when something is the most fearful moment ever, it usually isn't. So you always have to counter your intuition in this sense and your emotions, which I don't always do. I'm also human. But I've noticed this, and like whenever, like I spoke with my team and they said, Thomas, you understand how negative you're about the market? I'm like, yeah, even I am negative. So imagine, and I understand liquidity, I understand cycles, I understand what is around the corner. And what can I say about people who just literally joined when Bitcoin was at 74? They're all just destroyed. They all just said that it's all a scam, it's a Ponzi, it's garbage, and I'm leaving. So I cannot even imagine what people are going through who just joined. It's got to be so painful.
Exactly. At the same time, I don't know if you're following gold, but gold has gone to an all-time high. Peter Schiff is painting everywhere.
Yeah, he just forgot to mention the performance versus inflation in the last 10 years.
Exactly.
Or even over the last 4-year period, it is just a waste of your breath having anything in gold. I don't know who he is even believing in this. And considering the real inflation, you know, so.
By the way, I like Peter. We did a video with Davinci, gold versus Bitcoin, which was amazing. I think he's a really cool guy, but I think he's playing the game.
It's normal. Like everybody's chasing clout from one side or the other. You know, it's all marketing. It's all marketing. So because if there is a position for, there's got to be an alter ego. There's got to be a position against. It's always like this in everything. So he's taken a stance that makes sense for him and his business. So I think that intrinsically, he actually believes in Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure of that. It just is for him too expensive to flip, and is going to cause him too much damage to do so, and he keeps pushing in his direction, which is fine. I mean, gold isn't horrible.
Exactly.
It is just not advantageous. So that's it. So whatever, it's his game. So I don't know him personally. Maybe he's a nice guy, but from what he says, my problem with these people is just like Il Capo of crypto, whatever, who said that Bitcoin is going to 10K.
Yeah.
Like, you can say whatever you want, but you're just burning people in the process. So same thing with Peter Schiff. Yeah, he's defending this, but those people who don't have millions and millions to preserve in gold and stuff, who have literally a paycheck and they're being killed by inflation and they're listening to Schiff, honestly, they're destroying their lives. And he should say this to people. So, and he's got no disclosure of this, just like so many other people of their things that they don't want to talk about. But this is something that I don't like. Everything else, it's up to him.
I think that's something you should be extremely mindful of. Like you said, the moment you have people following what you're saying, you should be, you know, paying attention on what you're saying, what you're doing, because it's going to impact other people's. And speaking of which, you're building on something amazing.
Oh, Event Horizon is the work of my life. Really, I think once Event Horizon is done, I'll probably be just in biotech, investing, and just doing something around the world. But Event Horizon it's a decentralized, it's a DEX. Now a lot of people are saying, oh, it's just a DEX. But in reality, it is a big financial ecosystem that is built on its own L2. So we are using Optimism stack. So we have security and stability of Ethereum, but scalability and speed and cheapness of transaction of Optimism. And it's our own blockchain on which we are settling all transactions for anything that is happening on chain. So for example, it could be futures trading, it could be spot, it could be anything. So, and it is all happening on chain. So therefore, anyone, for example, they can use a ledger, they can connect it to our mobile application and trade futures with no KYC self-custodying everything, so we don't have access to anything, and they have cheaper commissions than Binance. So, and all of this is layered on top of our community, our learning center where people can learn how to trade, how to develop their mindset. And it's just a big ecosystem, even with gamification. And we also have a tap game that is launching soon. So it is a big project that hopefully is going to become quite big. And for example, Dima, who is CEO of Haken. You might know Haken, he's our official advisor. Nice. Haken has never advised anyone, and he's our official advisor, so he's going to be auditing all of our protocols, and he's audited our protocol so far. So besides this, we also have signed yesterday Chief Compliance Officer of Binance US as our compliance advisor. We also have Chief of Finance of Optimism as our official advisor, and currently we're trying to close a CMO of Animoca as our marketing advisor. So we are blowing up. We have 500,000 followers in social media, Event Horizon. In Telegram we have 400,000. In Twitter we have 160,000. We've overtaken our competitor, who is that is Aivo, also at DEX, without even a product.
I've seen Twitter account has gone crazy. I remember when you texted me, I think it was you, me and Davinci, and you said, hey, I'm doing this thing, and here's the like a little cheeky preview, and then I checked, and I was like, holy, this is going nuts.
It's going nuts, yeah. We are getting a lot of attention, and because we have about 25 developers at this point, it's like I've put in personally $1.4 million into it. I've given the reserve to the treasury, because it's all self-funded by me until we do the pre-seed and private round, which we're gonna do probably in the fall after token 2049. But so far it's all just fully funded by the founding team. So, and just generally speaking, this is something that has been nothing but a powerful experience, because whomever we talk to, they see our power in terms of technicals, because we have a very powerful CTO, because I'm not a technician. I'm a good marketing guy, I have a vision, I understand the market, I understand what people need, but I'm not a CTO. So we have a very good CMO, we have a very good CTO, we have a very good CEO, we have a very powerful managing director, Dennis, whom you actually just met in the main house. So it's a very powerful team, and everybody who from C-levels of we also have one advisor, I think, from OKX that is coming in. So we have so many powerful people who see the potential in DEXs, and they see us, the Event Horizon, as the future of the DEX world. And it's not just blah, blah, blah. It's real. So I think we're gonna blow up with this. And once we also launch the token, it's going to be also very powerful. So.
I was very excited when you talked about it, because I could tell you're passionate about it, and you've gone all in, right? So
yeah, I'm all in on it. Yeah, this is the work of my life. This is also financial. Of course, I'm financially motivated there as well, but I'm pretty sure that Event Horizon is going to be valued the next 36 months at easily 5 billion. So this is something that would make me a billionaire. So it is the only path to $1 billion, at least for me. So therefore, I'm all in on it. Promoting decentralization, and like anyone from anywhere in the world can have access to proper copy trading also on there, because there's going to be P2P, debit cards, the debit cards will have KYC. So debit cards, there's no way it's fiat. You cannot do about it. But overall, it's going to be a big ecosystem, just like any other techs, but without stupid questions and without any third-party risk of you putting money on the FTX and then somebody scamming you. So there, you connect your ledger, Trezor, MetaMask, any wallet, and you can trade. All we do is IML. If it's dirty USDT, Bitcoin, whatever, it is just rejected by the protocol. So we don't get screwed because of compliance. So, but besides this, it is fully anonymous. It is really for the people. And especially, as I said before, this project is going to be built for the people, and the control will be given to the people through the governance token. Because those who are gonna, down the road, who are early adopters, we're gonna get a chance to become early in this, and those are gonna be the one governing the whole protocol. So even if at some point we want to change something, I will not be able to change anything at the team. So we need to put it up for the vote of the people of the Event Horizon. But Mauricio, I had such a horrible experience. I had $1.5 million in 2 accounts on that particular exchange, and my KYC just dropped. They just denied it was there for a year, and it got denied for no reason. It just was gone. It just said, sorry, we cannot continue, blah, 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 for no reason. And then these 1.5 million, they're frozen. I mean, in all fairness, I could be taking out, I think the limit was 20,000 a day.
Yeah, but
it took me years.
Exactly, it took forever.
Like, I'm sorry. It was 20 per day, but also 100 per month.
That was a couple.
It would, yeah. So it would take me a year and a half to pull my money out of it, and they wouldn't even respond. So actually, just because I'm a big KOL, I had connections in that exchange. I was like, guys, what the is this? And they were like, oh, very sorry, this. And then actually, I even received an email saying that this decision is irreversible, like I'm some kind of criminal. So this is the pain of centralized exchanges. On a DEX, it's impossible. It's not possible. Same thing is, any authority comes to us and says, oh, we need to freeze the money of this guy. Like, with all fair, like, we would be happy to do so, but we don't know who that is.
Exactly.
He connected his ledger. As long as it's clean USDT, he's free to do whatever he wants. I don't know him. So unless, of course, if it's USDT that was like marked, if it's stolen USDT, and of course we're gonna, in some way, we're gonna comply. But if it's stolen, if it's black money.
Yep.
But even then, quite frankly, I think we're not going to even accept it into the protocol anyway. So yeah.
But it's very much needed because, like you said so well, I've experienced issues myself, even with big exchanges which I shall not name, moving from the UK to Dubai and having a different ID. Well, then you need to close it. You can do that. You do certain things, and even when you want to move out, especially what I experienced was when I wanted to transfer out from exchanges my crypto. Oh, well, now you need to wait a couple of weeks.
It's becoming like a bank.
Yeah.
It's like you come to the bank, and a lot of people are saying on social media, Thomas, this is all it's not true. Once I was taking out $700,000 from a bank account in Dubai in cash, in dirhams. Dude, I had to go through so much pain explaining why. And it's Dubai. Imagine doing it in Europe.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, after 7 rounds of hell, they will give you the money, but most likely you will be blacklisted.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Emirates NBD in Dubai, they did end up closing my account for this particular reason, because they said, for what do you need this cash? And I was so angry, I said, it's none of your business.
Yeah, it's
so
my cash.
It's my money. It's my money. Like, why you care? And I actually responded like this in the KYC, and they closed my account. And now I'm blacklisted in NBD. I'm blacklisted as a suspicious individual. Yeah, I'm taking out my money. Very suspicious. I've taken out 90,000 euro. And the reason why I took it out is because their exchange rate was horrible. So I've taken it out because I could just convert it to crypto for actually cheaper fees. And they were saying, why? I'm like, how is this any of your business? Why? But I mean, the reason was because the exchange rate was crazy.
I say this story all the time. I got married in Santorini, Greece, and I was living in the UK. Yeah. And I needed money to pay local people in Greece, right? The florist, the guy who did the cake, local businesses, wanted cash, and they've done invoices and everything. They just wanted the cash. So I remember going to the bank and sitting down with this dude in London, and I was like, hey, I would like to take out. It wasn't even that much. I think it was 10,000 euros or something.
It still is a problem in many places.
Well, he said, well, first of all, in here we don't have euros, it's pounds. I said, okay, well then, can you arrange a transfer? Or can you give me 10,000 pounds? I can then go to the whatever I want to go and change them. Well, we can do that, sir. We need to call. They made me wait 3 weeks. And in the end, all they were giving me was 900 pounds. And the funny thing was this one. There was me and this dude into a room. And he was asking me who I was, what I was in the morning. I was like, dude, you have my money. Who are you? You should show me your passport.
Yeah. I agree with you. See, I think money is one of the most sacred things there is for people. You work for it your entire life. It is your belonging. It is it's very important. People say money it's important.
Yeah,
and then if they're trying to limit it's like oxygen, because try taking even a piss in the city without paying £2 for it. It's all costs money, even to take a piss. So therefore, and when they're trying to control it to the extent where it becomes ridiculous, I revolt. I'm like, I don't give it. Like, if you look at my bank account, we spoke about this before, you will think I'm a poor person. I don't have much in my bank account. It's all crypto, it's all somewhere, I have some cash just as a reserve, but quite frankly, it's like, I hate it. I hate dollars, I hate euro, I understand what they're doing with the supply every single year. Yeah. It is retarded, and people who don't understand this, they're taken advantage of, and this is the reason why poor people will become poorer and poorer and poorer because of dilution. Because salaries will never catch up to what is happening with the supply.
Yeah, besides the fact that the bank doesn't even have the money, they think.
That's something separate.
That's a different podcast. Yeah. Entirely. But the inflation was funny, 2.9%, right? I found a tweet. I'll send you later, which shows a Big Mac from the 80s compared to a Big Mac in 2024.
It's smaller and 3 times more expensive.
40% smaller, and it was 50 cents and is now $8.
Okay. Well, I said 4 times.
Yeah.
So that was.
But don't worry, inflation, only 2.9%. Yeah, right.
Oh no, not 4 times. Jeez, that's more than 4. Well, anyway, yeah, that's pretty crazy if you think. Like Michael Saylor has said that in the last 99 years, last 100 years, the dollar has devalued by 99%. It's a coin. It's not even like it's worse than a coin. If you zoom out, imagine like yesterday I bought a car. I paid $1.6 million for a car. Okay, it's a Bugatti, but at the same time, like, I mean, 50 years ago, a car for 1.5 million, people would think you're crazy. You can buy a street for 1.5 million.
An island or something.
An island with a city on it, with a nuclear power plant. Oh, I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean. So the money, like I look at it and how much a lot of things are increasing in price in the last 5 years. When I've been making myself a lot of money and paying attention to the prices of certain things, like even private jets, in comparison to 3 years ago, they're double the price in terms of rent per hour. It's insane because of all the fees everywhere else. So the speed at which the prices are increasing it's unfathomable.
It's madness.
It's incredible, and people don't notice this, and they say, "Oh, what's the point of Bitcoin?" Huh, dude, fucking really?
It's the old point. Yeah, and of course salaries. They don't even catch up closely with all this craziness. No. So if you had $10,000 today, what would you do with it?
If I just had 10K, oh man, this is a complicated one. You know, depending on the cycle of the market, if I were in the cycle now, I would do 2 things. I would put all of this money into probably top 5 altcoins, something that is not too big of I would remove market caps of 20 billion. All these altcoins, they can do 5x, you know, but it's hard, you know. So if you're really with 10K and you want to take advantage of the bull market, you want to go into something that has market cap of up to 500 million, something like up to $1 billion, something that is solid and has potential and is undervalued in comparison to its competitors in the industry. So you have to really do some analysis. But I would not touch Bitcoin. I probably would not touch Ethereum. And what I would really focus, but I'll be honest with you, Maurizio, if I had just 10K, I wouldn't be bothered about investments. I'd be probably doing something on social media. I'd probably be looking in the direction of affiliate marketing, content production.
And build more capital.
I would be building cash flow. And then when you get to the cash flow where you can be investing 10K per week, or at least, okay, fine, per month, this is the time you can start really building a portfolio. Again, even if you have $500, it's better to invest it than not invest it. But my focus would not be on investments with just 10K. It would be on building cash flow and probably through things that you can do yourself with your investment. And that is, there's not too many things. It could be copywriting, it could be high ticket closing, sales are pretty good. Or one of my favorite is affiliate marketing. So this is what Game Changer is for. Also in Event Horizon, the Learning Center, we're going to have the education about affiliate marketing, because we all know how well that works. And the margin is pretty insane. Like I make personally hundreds of thousands a month from affiliate marketing, and I'm not afraid or ashamed to admit it. It's a good business. Yep. So, and it works, and it's clean, it's not illegal, yep, and it doesn't damage anyone. So that would probably be the direction I'd be looking at.
Amazing. Thomas.
Mauricio, thank you very much.
Always a pleasure. Guys, we might give you a tour, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
See you in the next one.
See ya.